Stage, Katie Brandt.
Thank you, Rich. Look at this. This is great. How is everyone doing? Woo! I had to get on the dance floor just for a couple of minutes. I don't know if Nate liked that. I don't know. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. As I look out across the room, I know that it took a village to bring this event together. I'm thankful to our FTD unit staff members, volunteers, sponsors, and each and every guest who came tonight. Winston Flowers provided the beautiful centerpieces. Now, I don't want to see fights over the centerpieces. At the end of the night, you have to decide at your table who's taking that home, right? Staples printed all 44 pages of every program book. The Kearney family facilitated that gift. Thank you so much. Kearneys, I see you in the back. Woo. I'm so thankful to our Gala Planning Committee, Connie Bauer, Shirley Gordon, John Kearney, Myra Landau, Sybil Sirmos, and most especially to my Gala Planning Co-Chair, Amy Almeida. Amy, are you in the ballroom? Where are you, Amy? See. Oh, wait, she's coming. She's coming. Here comes Amy. You know, Amy is passionate, and Amy, you're missing it. You're missing it, Amy. Look, she's missing. Oh, she's getting something. Amy is passionate and organized. She's a tenacious advocate for families living with FTD and an expert at keeping me focused on the task at hand. Amy, you are amazing, and I am so appreciative of your role in our event tonight. Thank you, Amy. I know how hard it is to add us to your schedule and to make it here tonight. The traffic alone, right, could be so hard. And we're lucky to come together to celebrate and support the FTD unit and each other. Tonight is about raising funds, awareness, and hope that the cure of tomorrow is not so far from the care of today. I want to express gratitude for all of the artists who came out tonight. You know, Sybil and Kimon Sirmos. Sybil and Kimon, where are you? Raise it. There you are. There's the Sirmos table. You know, this is our 4th gala. So in 2015, it was Sybil who said to Dr. Dickerson, you know, we should do something about the arts. And thinking about how the arts promote resilience, focusing on the arts as something positive, right? For all of our patients and caregivers and families. We have Mike Belleville, Amalia Kent, Mary Maloney, Doug Mook, Carol Proctor, Susan Rand, of course, Sybil and Kimon, Ava Simeon, Judith Valente, and a special program submission from Easter Seals of Manchester, New Hampshire. And I want to give a special shout out to them tonight. Shirley, can you give a wave? So this is such a wonderful example of how we are a community even when we're not close together, right? So Shirley, you want to talk about tenacious. Okay, so Shirley and I, we're working out the evening, and Shirley's talking about buying her ticket. Now, Shirley organized a caravan, 2 tables worth of FTD support group members from New Hampshire. And I said, Shirley said, okay, yes, that's right, let's give it up for Shirley. So Shirley was talking about buying her ticket, and I said, Shirley, Easter Seals is a sponsor. You don't have to buy your ticket. And she said to me, Katie, we have other things to talk about. We can argue about this later. You haven't won yet. And that's just a small example of how when Shirley gets an idea, she makes it happen. She's an FTD caregiver extraordinaire. Thank you, Shirley. So it is part of my, one of my happy tasks is to garner support for our gala event. So if you look out the window, has anybody seen the Zakem tonight? It should be lit up MGH blue for us, which I love. Right? That's great. Yeah, we love having the bridge lit up. What a beautiful example of our city shining in support for us on our biggest night of the year. I love that. And then we received 2 letters of support, one from Governor Baker and one from Senator Elizabeth Warren. And, you know, I think what's so beautiful about this, I attended the Alzheimer's Advocacy Forum this past spring in Washington, D.C., and we heard from many elected officials on both sides of the aisle. And we know that right now in this political climate, there are many reasons to feel divided along sides of red or blue. But when we're talking about Alzheimer's disease, isn't it wonderful that we're all purple? Right? Right. I love that. So for those of you who might be here as guests of a caregiver or a patient who might be here with a family member or friend, I want you to know a little bit about the MGH Frontal Temporal Disorders Unit. We're a clinical research program committed to providing the highest level of care for our patients and families. Our multidisciplinary team of clinicians cares for patients with frontal temporal degeneration and related disorders, including behavioral variant FTD, primary progressive aphasia, atypical Alzheimer's, cortical basal degeneration, young onset Alzheimer's, and more. Our care for families is not limited to the confines of clinic space. Our director, Brad Dickerson, is committed to partnering with community-based organizations and hosting community events like tonight's gala. If you open your program book towards the end, you'll see a page about Rare Disease Day and also about advocacy with the Alzheimer's Association. And I hope that you see that as an example of how the more that we come together, the stronger we'll be. That's right, yeah, right? Let's see. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button on this slide advance. So let's see. Tim in the back, I'm going to try and switch mics. Is it going to work? Hello? Okay, great. So I want you guys to know that I was in D.C. this morning, or at least my voice was. So last year, we talked about how I have received an appointment on the National Alzheimer's Project Act Advisory Council for Alzheimer's Research, Care, and Services. This is a federal appointment. I sit in the caregiver seat, and it's for 4 years. I'm lucky enough to go to DC 4 times a year to meet with leaders of the NIA, NIH, Medicare, policymakers and change agents who are committed to improving care and services, to increasing funding for Alzheimer's and related dementias research. That is all of us. So this morning was very special. This is an amazing day for FTD in my mind. I was happy to run a panel called When Dementia is Different, focusing on the needs of our heterogeneous populations. So I think that everyone in this room knows Alzheimer's is not just an 85-year-old grandparent, right? We know that it can affect young people. It can affect people who have memory issues, speech issues, motor issues. And so our panel this morning focused on the differences, the unique populations, the related populations. So how incredible is it that via teleconference, I could run a panel focusing on the related dementias, and then here tonight, there are 277 of you in the room. That's incredible. We're raising awareness for FTD. It's not a forgotten disease. And they asked us to talk about our passion. Why are we here? So I wanted to show you the slide, the first slide that I used to talk about my passion. Many of you know that I became connected with the FTD community when my husband Mike was diagnosed with behavioral variant FTD at the age of 29. Here's a picture of us on our wedding day. Mike passed away on April 19, 2012, at the age of 33, just over 3 years after his diagnosis, 21 days after our son Noah turned 4, and only months before he might have celebrated a decade of marriage. Many of you know that I am determined that FTD will not have the final word in Mike's life or in our family's story. And I am committed to being an advocate, to sharing my passion. And many people have commented, you know, what happened with your husband has really fired you up, given you the ability to go out and be a great advocate. But I think that it started long before I met Mike. So this is a picture circa 1980. So there's my mother, Diane McMullen, and that's me. Now, I mean, Mom's smile blows me away every time I see it. I am lucky. I get to see that smile a lot. My sister Lauren is in the room tonight. I warned you, Lauren, that that picture was going to be up there. I tried to do the right thing. So if you want to see Mom's smile, Lauren's at table 21. Right. So you'll notice in this picture that even though I am just about a year old, Mom is fully supporting me, okay? She told me that I had no interest in walking until about 16 months, but I used to sit in the middle of the floor in any room and speak in paragraphs. And she's figured, well, if Katie can talk that much, she'll walk later. It's fine. She knew that I would walk eventually and was happy to provide me with support until I was ready for that moment. And see, there's me with Noah. So this picture is 2008. And I think that Mom instilled me with confidence. She empowered me to know that I had a voice. She prepared me for moments like this with my own son. And I think she prepared me for a moment like right now. When I was 16 years old, Christmas, my mother gave me a book. Who here has read A Chicken Soup for the Soul book? I have many. So the Christmas I was 16, Mom gave me the first edition. And on the inside, she wrote me an inscription. Katie, someday you will have stories of your own that will inspire you. Write them down. We all need to be reminded that love is out there. Love, Mom. Okay, I was 16. When I wasn't doing anything with that inscription at that time. I put that book back on the shelf. But, you know, after Mike passed away, I was feeling like I wasn't done. There was something else that needed to happen, and I was looking through my bookshelves at home, and I came across the book she had given me. And when I read those words, the words that you see on the screen tonight, I felt like her confidence in me was as palpable as if she was speaking them that very moment. And it inspired me to launch an education and awareness campaign about rare disease, caregiving, and the impact of dementia on young families, called Love is Out There. And I want you to think about this in the context of when your loved ones are participating in research right now, someday there's going to be a cure. And when Mom talked about those love stories, in a lot of ways, I think she was getting me ready. She was reminding me that my love story wasn't over, right? And I am waiting for the day when there's the first survivor of FTD, when a doctor can say to a family, your love story is not over. We have a treatment for you. And I want you to know that when that day comes, everyone who has participated before, everyone who participates today through research, through dollars, through your time, by dedicating their professional lives to this field, you will be part of that moment, just like Mom is part of this moment right now. So I cheated because I was running the panel. I had 2 slides about my passion this morning. The first was Mike, and the second was all of you. You have been my love story. You have given me a place to put the energy that I needed to fight back against this disease. We do not yet have a cure for these devastating diseases, but we do have a cure for the isolation and loneliness that may come with the diagnosis. I want to see everybody on this dance floor tonight. This is our moment to be together and celebrate each other, that we are doing it. We are part of the cure. You don't have to be a globally renowned neuroscientist to be a part of the cure, right? Yeah. Okay.